Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about Quranic pedagogy and critical thinking skills. The first question is, what is the meaning of Quranic pedagogy? Well, Quranic pedagogy refers to the educational principles and methodology derived from the Quran, the holy book of Islam's. So the Holy Quran does not only teaches us about our relationship with Allah, with God, but Quranic pedagogy could also be found here, be learned from Quran here. And Quranic pedagogy involves the process of teaching and learning based on the guidance and the values outlined in the Quran. And then the next question is, what is the focus of the Quranic pedagogy? Quranic pedagogy emphasizes a holistic approach to education, focusing not only on the acquisition of knowledge, but also on character development, spiritual growth, and moral values. So Quranic pedagogy does not only promote the development of something related to physical things, but also it involves a body, mind, and spirit. Okay, including in this concept is the development of character. So you know that Quran also encouraged the development of the character and as well as spiritual growth and moral values. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Quran also encourages critical thinking, reflection, and application of Quranic teaching in life. And it is also very important to talk about the components of the Quranic pedagogy. And the key component of Quranic pedagogy include memorization. Well, you have to memorize verses, for example, recitation, understanding and interpretation of the Quranic text, ethical teaching or moral teaching, integration of Islamic values into various subjects and aspects of education, including the integration of Islamic values in general subject here. So when you, for example, learn about the social phenomena, for examples, you have to relate it with the Quranic teaching, and Quranic teaching could give you inspirations here in learning common or general subject. And the ultimate goal of Quranic pedagogy, ladies and gentlemen, is to nurture individuals who are not only knowledgeable but also morally upright. So it is not enough to only produce smart people, but you have to be smart people as well as people who hold the moral values, especially the Islamic values, so that you are going to be a good citizens. You are going to be a good human beings here. And it is also interesting to learn about verses that support the component of the Quranic pedagogy. If you're talking about Quranic pedagogy, you might ask questions. So, are there verses in Quran that support the components of the Quranic pedagogy? Of course. First is, for example, the principle of seeking knowledge here. You can, for example, find the verses like this here. Read, in the name of your Lord who created man from clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. Yeah, this is Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Yeah, you must know about the verse, about this verse. And the second one is understanding and reflection. So after you seek the knowledge, after there is command from Allah, from God to seek the knowledge, after you get the knowledge, you need to understand. You need to understand the knowledge, the phenomena, yeah, in this universe. And you have to do reflections, yeah, Quran said, do they not then reflect on the Quran? Nay, on the hearts there are locks, ya. Maka apakah mereka tidak memperhatikan Al-Quran atau hati mereka terkunci? So if we read Quran, we have to understand it and to reflect it. If we learn something, we have to understand it and reflect it. So understanding and reflection is part of faculty power that we have to use, yeah, in learning. And the next question is, what are verses that support the component of the Quranic pedagogy? I think the continuation of the previous principle. And the next principle is the character development. Quran said, and we have not sent you, O Prophet Muhammad, except as a mercy to the world. Dan tiadalah kami mengutus kamu melainkan untuk menjadi rahmat bagi semesta alam. So the Prophet Muhammad is the examples of a person who could manage the development of the character because he is guided by the Quran and he implemented and applied the principles of the Quran. Okay. And the next principle is the integration of Islamic values. Indeed, this Quran guides that which is most suitable and gives good tidings to the believers who do righteous deeds, that they will have a great reward. Sesungguhnya Al-Quran memberikan petunjuk kepada jalan yang lurus, yang lebih lurus, dan memberi kabar gembira kepada orang-orang mukmin yang mengerjakan amal soleh, bahwa bagi mereka ada pahala yang besar. So the Islamic values guided by Allah in the Quran should be integrated, yeah, into our lives. Yeah. So our lives, in other words, should be guided by the Islamic values. Okay, because Quran is petunjuk jalan yang lurus, ya, yang lurus. And it is also good news, ya, memberi kabar gembira to mukmin, ya, or to the believers. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next question is, what are verses that support the component of Quranic pedagogy? Well, there are some, yeah, many. Yeah, application of the Quranic teaching, for examples. You can take a look at. So will you not be mindful, and why do you not, when you hear, make use of your faculty of understanding? We need to understand. Yeah, we are encouraged to have a good understanding, and also we are encouraged to apply what Quran teach to us. And then the next points that we are going to discuss is critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is a cognitive process that involves analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing information or ideas to form a reasoned judgment or decisions. So it's a cognitive process actually in our brains, yeah. So when you can analyze, you can evaluate and synthesize things, means that you have a critical thinking. And critical thinking allows you, okay, make it possible for you to question assumption. So you need to question assumptions. So you have critical thinking. You examine evidence, for examples, or you can consider different perspective, and you can arrive at a certain conclusion, well-founded conclusion. And when you have critical thinking, ladies and gentlemen, it goes beyond simply accepting information at face values. You just not read the information. You need to digest. Yeah. You need to actively engage with information, asking question whether this information is correct or incorrect, probing questions, and you are actually implementing your logical reasonings to assess the validity of the information, the relevance of the information, something like that. So it's called critical. And what are key components of critical thinking? Well, when you can analyze things, you have a critical thinking skills. Yeah, you need to break down information into small part, for example, to make it easy to understand. When you are able to evaluate things, evaluate information, you understand the credibility, accuracy, and relevance of the information, of the argument. So you have a components of critical thinking. And when you can interpret the informations or knowledge or data, okay, so you're having a component of critical thinking. When you can infer the informations, when you can explain clearly, um, articulating the rationale behind one's judgment, your judgment, you have a reasons, yeah, to explain, then that's good because you have a component of critical thinking. You have a skills of critical thinking. When you can reflect, then self-assessment. Okay, so you need also to reflect whether you are having personal biases, personal assumptions, or logical fallacy, for example. This called reflection. Does Quranic pedagogy promote critical thinking? Of course, like what we have mentioned before, it uh, encourages reflection. Quranic pedagogy also demands you to question and inquire. Okay, so there are challenges in many Quranic verses. Think. Yeah. And application of principles. This is a part of amal soleh. Yeah, amal soleh represents or constitute the applications of the principles. And you need to also to focus on reasonings. This is this is very important, and it is promoted by the Quran to spot the critical thinking. And you need to acknowledge diverse perspectives, diverse opinions. Okay, we know that in the interpretation of the Quran, there are many scholars, many experts, yeah, in the Quranic text, yeah, who, for example, have different opinions, and it is okay to have a different opinions because it will invite diverse perspectives, and you need to engage with the diverse perspective if you want to be developing critical thinking skills. And of course, the integration of the knowledge is also playing a very important role in the Quranic pedagogy, yeah, to promote the critical thinking. And what is the importance of critical thinking for students? Yes, there are many. The critical thinking is significant, it's vital, it is important because it offers you effective problem solving, it's enhanced decision making, it's develop academic success, it prepare it is preparing you for the future challenge, yeah. It provides you with effective communication, empower you, yeah, to become independent students. You are going to be more resilient with critical thinking, and you are going to be problem solver, yeah, if you are equipped with critical thinking skills. And it is also important for us as the future of great teachers to apply learning strategies or teaching strategies that promote critical thinking, like interactive discussion, comparative analysis, contextual understanding, yeah, case studies and problem solving, debate, argumentations, reflection and journaling, research project, and problem-based learning. So all of these pedagogical methodologies or teaching methodologies support the critical thinking skills. Yeah, so don't be just speaking in front of your students. Yeah, lecturing the students, but you need to apply all of these teaching methodology or pedagogical strategies in order that you can foster the critical thinking skill of your students. Yeah, thank you very much for your attention, guys, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.